Oh, Tristan, gawain. I hope y'all got swole. What's up, guys? That Pencil here, and here we are to do a breakdown and review for chapter 152 of 4 Knights of the Apocalypse, which is known as The Return. And ladies and gentlemen, Nagaba caught me off guard. I could have sworn this man was on break this week again, but he said, fine, I won't make y'all wait any longer, and he hopped up in the kitchen. His wrist still whipping to make a meal so delicious. So delicious, in fact, that we cannot waste any more time. Let's hop right into the chapter itself. Editing me, are you ready? 3, 2, 1, go. What's up, guys? That guy with a pencil here. Fun fact, I do happen to have it on me and keep it on me at all times. And another fun fact. Percy, my boy. Percy, my. Here's the thing. I already thought we were going to run into narrative problems when Lance's, level of strength was introduced. Just raw power. Lance's kit, it's solid, but dare I say, in comparison to all his contemporaries, Lance did, for a fact, kind of have the weakest kit. He has high potential. He has high kit potential. But, the main thing that made Lance scary was them gains, them raw, jacked and juicy gains. But, Percy, I don't think he's Lance level, because Lance is still a tier in his own. He's smacking around Chaos King Arthur. He's clearly a tier of his own. But, and that was pre-time skip. But this little fella right here, Nakaba, you may have just thrown a wrench into your own system again, dog. And now the real man, how powerful are Tristan and Gawain gonna be this chapter? Was great. But let's actually hop into the chapter itself. This is a nice, sweet little panel. I don't think it ever happened anywhere, but this is adorable. This is adorable. The original 4-man trio. That's not a thing. 4-man squadron? What do you call a group of 4? A quad? Quad, I think. Is that accurate? I think it's quad. But with it being the case, this quad right here, man, it's special. It touches a place in my heart and soul. And while obviously these two don't actually appear in the chapter, I know once Nasians and Percival go out of the Fairy King's Forest to deliver the news that this little guy's still alive, they're gonna be happy. But there's gonna be someone else who's gonna be the exact opposite of happy when they find out the Knight of Death still roams free. But let's actually hop right into chapter 152, The Return. So, we open up and we do get to see that Roaldane is I'm gonna call, what do the cool kids say these days? Cap! There's no way! That green hair, it can't be. That hair flowing out like a bird's wings. No! That's just silly. Funny to see you come out like this, so you can die with him. Tell me, boy, are you a friend of the fairy clan? A human from Leonis? Here's my thing, right? You can tell what Roaldane immediately is thinking here is wait a minute. That kid, that guy, he matches the exact description of the Knight of Death. But nah, there ain't no way. We got reports of him getting got 2 years ago. There's no way that's him, right? Come on. But Roaldane. And also Arthur. I hate to get on your... and you know what? No, I don't hate to do it. Because I got on King and Diane's case for this too. 2 chapters ago or last chapter. Y'all should have confirmed. Y'all should have got that body or something. Y'all should have known better. Y'all should have known better. In a world of magic and wonder, anything can happen. Roaldane, I'm shocked you're shocked. Because you should have known something fishy was going to happen when the hero of creation showed up against you. But we see that Percival's I could lie and keep it ambiguous. And so when you somehow survive this, because Pencilman really wants to keep you alive, because so far you're the most interesting knight of the 4 evils that he's seen fight, and honestly your personality is really, really interesting, I could leave it so that when you report back to Arthur, you could just say this is this weird strong kid, and not specifically me. But no, I'm going to name drop, because I'm flexing right now. This is my chapter, my rules, my time. I am Percival, 4 Knights of the Apocalypse, and I've come back to defeat you. Percival stood on business. There are multiple things I love about this. One, I do like how Percival, where he once feared his title and feared his designation as one of the 4 Knights of the Apocalypse, the Knight of Death, the one who was going to bring ruin to Camelot and possibly bring ruin to his friends, Ultimately, what he once feared 2 years past, somehow, some way over this 2-year journey of self-discovery and likely listening to Nothings over these 2 years, he has developed confidence, a willingness to accept his title, accept his role, and accept his affirmation, and is really ready to play his role. He came back to defeat Worldane. He laid the Carfax on the table immediately. He's not here to play no games, no nothing. And that's beautiful. Once again, this is a very, very, very sharp contrast to the Percy of Part 1, who was like, yeah, I'm in the group, I guess. You know, I guess I'll beat you up, but I don't really, I'm too nice of a guy. But this Percival, he's like, you are my friend. You are my friend's family. I know who you are. I know where you are, I know what you are, I know what you do. But you will not escape me. I'll tear you limb from limb, consume every last one of your bones, and I shall spit them out one by one. It will be delicious. Delicious. I will eat you alive. That is beautiful. I love that Percy's had this sharp personality shift. And once again, while Nakaba very likely isn't going to show much of us, like much of anything, because I'm thinking back when Meliodas got, he only been in for 6 months, not 2 years. But we didn't really get to see much of his time in Purgatory. We just got a light hint at it. But of course, that was for a later plot point. But I'm not sure how many people could go into the Light Spirit realm, and if Percy's going to go back. But I do hope Nakaba shows us a bit of his time, a bit of his development. We're going to see a bunch of the results of his development. So clearly, Zelula too, he taught him something. He taught him something. But what he was taught, how he learned it, what his corporeal form was like, if he even had a corporeal form, there's so much intrigue that comes with Percy's resurrection and how it happened. And, well, not necessarily how it happened. We kind of know how it happened. Percy just answered the call of Nasi and was like, hey, I can't let you off, my friend. And more so why and how he learned all that he revealed to learn this chapter. And, you know, the other thing that's adorable, I do like that Nasi is just like, oh, finally. My big monk, Lord, my big hunk of hopeful man meat has returned. I'm so happy, so happy. Just legit cried. In fact, I don't think they do not speak a single word this chapter. Nasians is so sunk in the moment that they do not even verbalize. Oh wait, no. Yeah, he does. He verbalizes once, or they verbalize once. So they speak a little bit. But I do love how Nasi is like, oh, all is right with the world. Praise be. It's adorable. But with it being the case, we see that Worldane, once again, is... Where is it? There it is. Thank you for the person who told me where Press Exit Out is from. L.A. Noir. Worldane is... She's playing for... I'm going to date myself here. She's playing Ultimate Tenkaichi 3. Or not Ultimate Tenkaichi 3, just Ultimate Tenkaichi. On Xbox 360 during the baby fight. When you're with your CAC. And she's mashing that X button. the button prompt mash has shown up and she's mashing Exit Out like crazy. And she's like, are you joking? All the reports said that Percival died long ago. If you really are him, let's see some evidence. Here's my thing though. Worldane. Once again, I mentioned this before, I'll mention this again. 1, y'all never found the body, or at least y'all never kept the body. So, y'all should know, that's step number 1. You gotta confirm. 2, Worldane. You live in not a world of magic, the world of magic. Like the whole world, like every single realm, to one degree or another, is magical. And full of magics that you, seemingly enough, as a scientist or a creator, or once again, I'm low-key still headcanon it, one of the last survivors of Belialowin, you should know for a fact there are a bunch of weird things in this world that y'all barely understand. Like, this is an actual factual. So are you really bamboozled that this boy can come back to life? And 3, shouldn't y'all know? Like, I'm not sure how much Mortlock and Einstein told, and by proxy how much Arthur told. Maybe they didn't tell anything at all. Maybe that's why Roldane's so shocked. But, like, it's not like Percy died traditionally. It's not like Mortlock won. Percy just... But without the sleeping. He just plopped over. He didn't perish of natural causes. He left. He left the server. His internet, basically, he turned off his internet. The game's still there. The server was still running. He's fine. So I'm really shocked that Worldane's so shocked. But maybe this is just playing into Worldane being like, nah, my king would never lie. And also, Worldane, be real, though. I know you intelligent. How many other individuals flowing green hair like a bird's is really, really gonna be able to just stand up and pull up like this? How many of those exist? They just running all about Camelot. Why are you surprised? But with that being the case, her evidence stands right before, or at least begins to stand. I wish, Percy, why did you heal Pal? You could have saved us all, Percy. You know, 6 is a function, but 7's a crowd, dog. Percy, you could have just let him fall. Right here, right now, Percy. You could have just left him on the ground. But we see everyone rises back up. I'll admit, I get it. It's not their story. It's not their arc. It's not their story. It's not their arc. But, well, actually, technically, it is King's arc. And it is Diane's arc to a degree. This is the Fairy Realm arc. Man, Diane. I still can't get over how dirty Nakaba did. Like, technically, though, it isn't... It's kind of sad that I have to say this. It isn't too surprising. It isn't, like, the most bamboozling or surprising thing. Because it's Nakaba Suzuki. Like, we've seen how he treats returning very, very important female characters. Y'all see how he did Elizabeth? Not one single... Like, if someone read Four Knights alone... Like, outside of the fact that Tristan's really, really strong, and there are slight hints to Elizabeth having been really, really strong with the Bloody Ellie stuff that Tristan mentions all the way back in the Molaskil fight, what is your view on Elizabeth? Same thing with Gelda. Okay, Queen of the Demon World. What does that even mean, though? You just figurehead? Like, once again, their strength gets so undermined here. And I hate to say it, same thing for Diane. Well, she does hint at being stronger than she appears, based on how she's like, oh, Myrtle, this is nothing. 1, we have no quantification for Myrtle. And 2, if you're a Four Knights reader, you just have no idea what Diane's whole thing is, or what her point is. Queen of the Giant's my foot. You can't even stand up for yourself. You got one shot. But speaking of one shot, yeah. It's wild to think that Worldane's single beams have more raw attack potency and raw power than the supreme deity's God's lightning. Because Diane didn't even get one shot by that. So, wow, that is crazy. But everyone rises up to Worldane's genuine shock and confusion. Not 1, but 2 exclamation points. And we see that everyone's amazed and confused. Huh? All of us need to take a sip. Because we need to stay hydrated. Stay hydrated, folks. Drink your water. But, with it being the case, King is even questioning, wait, didn't she pierce my heart just now? I can imagine, like, notably, I've already seen some Bond fans, like, and to be fair, I've already been convinced. I definitely think Bond, at the moment, is the second strongest sin. But, like, I saw a whole bunch of Bond fans just get all over King's case, bro. If King had actually perished to a one-shot beam to the heart, dog, I know I would hear the Bond fans worldwide. They would go crazy. So I'm happy that his heart got healed. But darn, that goes to show Percy's increased healing proficiency. It didn't even take no time. We didn't even see them get healed. We don't even see the aura surround them. They just rise up immediately. So yeah, Percy's potency, he's definitely got a whole lot better with it. And we see that Percy's like, well, considering that this Worldane fella isn't really a threat, Nasian's my sword. And Nasian's like, oh, I'm so sorry. Prince Tristan took it with him. And Percy laughs it off. He's like, of course. Yeah, he would. But like, and you know what, the thing that I do like, though, he already acknowledged it last chapter, and I like that he acknowledges it again here. Yeah, it makes sense. Like, just to return to Meliodas at least, or to keep it on his person. Because, yeah, Percy just left. You can't leave implement that important that could seal away Tristan's dad and an entire major clan away. You can't just leave that wandering about. So it does make sense that Tristan took it, because while it definitely could have been under the protection of King and Diane, we see how effective their protection is. Oh, so effective. Oh, so amazing. What legendary protection. But with it being the case, we see that Worlding is like, wow, it is you. Heart emoji. She's genuinely excited. You know, I'll give her credit. Once again, I can't imagine what my reaction would be if one of my organization's top ops just randomly respawned. Like straight up out of nowhere. They just straight up apparated into existence. I guess I'd also kind of be chill with it if I'm at Worldane's level. And also, I'm still somewhat convinced that either this isn't the real Worldane, or Worldane will go on to swap herself out later. Mainly because, like, it's still too early, isn't it? Like, I feel like we can't start burning through the 4 evils this soon. And don't get me wrong, it's not necessarily soon. We're 152 chapters in the narrative. For reference, Sevendeadlysins was nearly about 400 chapters long. I think like 360. It was in the 360s, I do believe. But with that being the case, we're almost halfway to the length of the original series, so maybe we are in that middle point. But I don't know. Despite us having a whole 2-year time skip, I feel like we're still relatively short into the manga. And as much as I like Percy fighting World 8... Excuse me, my bad. But, see, I'm just gonna... You make too much noise, buddy. I need you to calm it down. I need you to relax. But, I'm cool with Percy fighting World 8, but I really want to see Gawain versus World 8. I want to see mage on mage action, dog. Especially, it's Gawain, too. You know how freaky Gawain is? Man, it will go crazy. But with it being the case, we see that World 8's like, oh, well, in that case, die one more time, just for me. And she just blasts off beams of magic. I thought these were exterminate rays, but they don't get labeled as one. And notably, World 8 goes on to call them bolts. So maybe these aren't exterminate rays. Why she isn't going for rays? I don't know. But we see that Percy's like, really? This? You got this, huh? Wow. 2-year time skip? Plus main character status. You think this will work on me? And we see Percy just bang, 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 bang. And King, Diane, Nasians, and Worldane are all speechless as they see Percy simply pose up. He strikes the pose. He's like, ah. He puts a hand out like that and everything. What? All my magic bolts deflected by a magic blade? No real weapon? Percy's leveled up, y'all. Look at this construct right here. Dare I say, that's the most stable magical construct we've seen Percy for ever. Like, just ever. I think this is straight up the most solid one. Because usually they have the mini Percy's leaking off of it. But it seems like Percy has gotten, maybe not full master, maybe he's not like an absolute crazy top of the line master, but he's really trained his tech in whatever other world he went to the point where he can do this immediately on the fly and is way stronger and faster to easily react to all the World 8 bolts. Because remember, once again, if Diane couldn't Droll's dance around it, that means that World 8 has faster attack speed than what Diane could Droll dance. Diane has Droll dance around a bunch of very powerful stuff. So for Percy to just easily no-sell it, World 8 stocks, they are already rising massively. But percival stocks, oh shoot, they're going through the roof and off of the screen. With it being the case, we see that World 8's like, oh, okay, so this ain't gonna be sweet or nothing. I got to work for this one. And we see they go, okay, let me actually read it. Kirik, barate, paz, dalia, gorazon, and gorazaro. And before they can even complete the spell, presumably, it's based on the ellipses at the end, they immediately get blitzed. Like hard, like Percy just straight, boom, beams the helmet straight off of her. And even slashes her a little bit. That is, once again, this speed. And look at my boy. He ain't just leaping. You'll see what that boy doing. But let me tell you, it's more than a leap. As we see that Percy gives her one last chance. Showing there still is some of that sweet, kind boy in him. Worldane, White Knight of the 4 evils, I'll give you a warning. Do you still want to resist me? Percy, you kind, sweet baby boy. If you don't what? But no, I do like that level, though. The level that Percy's at where he's like, hey, buddy, I could spare your life right now. What you do not want to do is get me active. So go ahead, just give me a reason. But I'm going to give you this last chance, big dog. This last chance to step away. Calm it down. Reconsider some new life decisions. Do a lot of other things but run these hands. So you still want to resist me? I like that. Percy's showing that he clearly is under complete control of the situation. Obviously, with King and Diane fully healed, and Sixtus and crew fully healed, and Nalcine's being completely safe, and Percival's blitz. Like, at this point, this Worldane, I say this Worldane because I'm really hoping there's another, or at least I get original. This Worldane just ain't enough. Nowhere near enough for this Percival. However, we see Worldane being like, not enough. Me? I've got something for you. No, wait. I can't find it. Where is it? No, the joke was... darn it. I can't find it. But she's like, I'll tweak out right now then. And proceeds to immediately laugh in Percy's face and say, well, of course I do. And creates this massive spear of dark lightning. Y'all, I know she fully healed herself up with a Droga d'Or, but still, Worldane, magic variety through the roof, magic potency through the roof, everything through the roof. Like, she just, I think in this one little chapter run, she may have shown just as many spells as Merlin has shown throughout the entire run of the main manga. Of course, I'd say Merlin spells are a bit more potent, but even then, Perfect Cube, Absolute Cancel, Cloning, Illusion Creation, Black Lightning, Regular Energy Bolt, seemingly Exterminate Ray, like, she's got crazy tech stored away in that kit. That's really, really impressive. Once again, why I'm super, uber, duper hoping she lives after this encounter and is able to fight the Mage of the Four Knights. But who knows? Maybe there'll be another Four Evil, but no, I really want Worldane. Worldane's fantastic. And we see, as the Dark Lightning sparks, Percy is free-form flying. That boy doesn't need to coat himself in his hope anymore. He now just levitates. Ooh, Hope had just gotten a massive bump. Oh, Lord, we cooking. The wrists are whipping right up in the kitchen. But, with it being the case, Worldane raises the magic ball, and she watches and laughs as she tears through the fairy realm itself, one bolt simply splitting open the throne that the fairy family sits on. And Worldane says, let this black lightning burn you away. I can't get that DC AMU clip out of my head where it's like, I forget who the character's name is, but she's like, go ahead, absorbing lightning is totally my thing. And then the guy says, you ain't never had black lightning before, and she makes her eyes roll up in the back of her head. Like, every time I hear black lightning, that's what my brain immediately goes to. It's bad. It's bad. I know it's bad. I know it's awful. But that time, that's the leap. That's the cognitive leap my brain makes. Is like, oh, they never had black lightning before, have they? But with it being the case, we see Percy being like, oh, you didn't hear me. I ain't the same boy I was 2 years ago. Natuna Gimala. Boom! Slurp the soul out. Well, I'd say kind of accurate, actually. Slurp the soul out that woman. I think Nakaba saw too many people praising Worldane's design. Too many people were calling her the wife. The top line. The best thing Nakaba's ever produced. At least facial visual. Like, everyone was praising it. And Nakaba was like, here's that. 80 years in the future. How you like it now? Dog, that is crazy. To immediately slurp all the vitality out of Worldane in an instant. What? Talk the teeth fall out. What is this? This man is crazy. He's inhuman. And we see that all of it just fades away. The black lightning immediately disperses, presumably because Worldane can't maintain that magic with her more aged form. She probably has a lower magic capacity. And we see that as Percy free flies, once again with no pants, Percy makes him hope pants. Diana's like, what did he just do just now? Worldane's all dried up, like a mummy. What do they know about mummies? Sorry, I'm going into just word dynamic. Let me not. I'm stopping myself right now. But is this the power of a life spirit? I don't think it's just the power of a life spirit. It's the power of the leader of the life spirits. Or at least the leader of the life spirits of a certain realm. And we see that ultimately Worldane's like, how? How did you? No. How dare you? You killed off the human part of me, didn't you, Percival? The human part. Intriguing, the human part. So there still is a part of her that is alive in there. But this does three things. In fact, let me read the last panel to talk about all three things this one interaction does. The human part, well, no wonder you're still alive. The other half of you is inhuman then. Interesting. Y'all. Three things. One, Worldane, the clearest one, Worldane isn't fully human. I wonder, because someone pointed out in the, I'm not sure if it was last review or the review before that, it was the idea that Worldane's name literally translates to like Lady of Lizards, or the Lizard Lady. So it may be possible that she was the original lizard person, or like she was the initial experiment, and she did it on herself, and that led to, well, Killigan and his people. Or what also could be the case is that Arthur infused her with something to maybe maintain her longevity. Remember, the Goddess clan has endless vitality. Like, realistically, they'll just live forever. Like, I'm trying to think. I'm legit off the top of my head trying to think of a goddess who's died from old age. None of them. They've all died from non-natural causes. And Ludichelle was 6,000. For reference, Chandler and Cusack are 6,000 years old. Yeah. Like, they all old. So, like, the idea that Arthur may be infusing his people with other species' genetics in order to extend their lifespan and stuff like that outside the fairy realm, would it be all too crazy? But at the same time, who knows? Maybe this is effectively Worldane's true form, and it's kind of like a Merlin situation where if she gets her magic back, she can restore her original self. I don't know. But we see that Percy is bamboozled. Oh, this is the last thing. Percy. The human part. Well, no wonder you're still alive. You hear that? You hear that? Percy's done playing games. He said, no more! And he's finally standing on business. He said, if you're my op and you don't stand down immediately, 10 toes down, head down to the ground, oh, buddy. Oh, buddy, oh, pal, oh, buddy, oh, pal, oh, buddy, oh, pal, oh, buddy, oh, pal, oh, buddy, oh, pal. I'm taking that life. You gon' spread it. And he hook it. Percy, admittedly, off screen, which I'm still a bit iffy on. I hope that's another reason why I want to see this flashbacks. It's off screen. Percy got over his idea of, no one deserves to die. No. He's ready to take lives. Take lives and take names. And hey, I'll take it. Percy, do what you need to do, my boy. I'm interested to see how his friends react to that, though. But with that being the case, you see that Worldane, in spite of all of the turmoil and agony and pain she's going under, she's still got nothing more than a smile on her face.
Oh dear, you're so much better than I imagined. Too bad you're still a child. You truly kid yourself into thinking you can beat me.
That's interesting. Once again, notably, those do look like portals to purgatory, at least a little bit, from the outer ring to the background. But I wonder what else Worldane had up her sleeve, especially considering the Dark Lightning immediately got dispelled. I really do wonder, what would this Worldane have pulled out? What other resources does she have? Once again, is this even the real Worldane? Maybe the other one is still chilling in Camelot, watching the entire thing through this one, like a surveillance device. I don't know. That's interesting. Worldane, once again, I really, really like them. And I really like their confidence, their poise, their chaotic nature, their magical. They're just really, really good overall. A very well-crafted antagonist. But, unfortunately for her, we also got a really well-crafted protagonist. As Percy says, oh, not so fast. I'm not going to beat you at all. I will. Hallelujah. I'm going to take a sip. I've run out of water. Stay hydrated, folks. Don't be like me. Make sure your water jug is full before you start recording. But with it being the case, King has shown back up. full wings, full fringe, full drip. He's back to himself. And we see Worlding turn in shock and awe. Joga Dayor still at their side as King beams them. And we see Diane get happy that she got her big old hunk of man meat back. She's like, oh, King, you're back to normal? Both daughter and mother are shocked to see Big Daddy King back in action. And he says, take this! And proceeds to slam Worldane with the full extent of the first Spirit Spear. Still with some of Nasian's alterations on it, which I do think is sweet. And we see Nasian himself even get bamboozled. But the most bamboozled of them all, naturally, is Worldane. As she says,
How? How did you wriggle out of Kilbagon's deadly soul-cursing grudge? He used his own life to set off that powerful curse. It can't be that easy.
And we see Percy flying back to the ground, being like, sorry about that. I actually wound up healing him and helping him out just before he fully lost his life. So, you can hold this L for me real quick. And I love, my favorite detail about this is that Kilbagon knows they're cooked regardless. Because they're genuinely sweating. And their eyes are wet, like, oh no. Because either they're going to get punished. Like, there's no way Kilbagon makes out of this alive or bare minimum unpunished. Because either they get punished by Worldane, who somehow survives the first Spirit Spear jamming into their belly again. And then they need to deal with Worldane's treatment, or they need to go back to Arthur alone because Worldane gets got, and then they get the Arthur treatment, or even worse, they just stay here and they're a prisoner, and or just get the King and Diane treatment, which probably isn't pleasant. So yeah, I love the expression on Kilbagon being like, oh, we are cooked. We are cooked in every way, shape, and form. We're done. But we see that Worldane doesn't have a choice this time. They are blasted, and very specifically blasted out of the fairy realm. So once again, this does sort of set up to me the idea that they're probably going to be alive. Once again, Worldane, while seemingly very, very, very rough looking, did have a plan against Percy. I'd assume they still have a plan against this. We do not see what happens to the Joga Dayor, which was floating right by them in this panel. So it's entirely possible they get blasted out of the fairy realm, can't enter back in, but at least they have the Joga Dayor to heal their wounds and go back and report that Percival's alive to Arthur. And also, this arc seems to be somewhat over. Kilbagon's no longer a threat. They now know about his soul-cursing grudge, and they probably have a way to stop it now. They just know to keep healing him to full so he can't fully cast it properly. And that's the end of it all. Whew. Oh man. Well, this time it's over. And that is the end of the chapter. If you couldn't tell by how freaked and geeked I was and how much of a good time I was having. Oh, I love the sound of that. Yeah, this chapter is worthy. I really, really like it. Once again, it does a bunch of things I like. It further establishes Percy's new character, establishes Percy's new raw power. It wraps up the whole arc itself, essentially. We got rid of our main antagonist while arriving another one. In terms of Kilbagon, we had to see more of Worldane's potential and abilities. We had to give the hint that Arthur is really fine with recruiting non-full humans into his ranks, so we may see a few more other hybrids running alongside Arthur. Maybe Lancelot one day will run alongside Arthur. I'm just saying. But with it being the case, overall, from the character work to the power work to the King return to everything, while I'm still disappointed that Diane is nothing but a background dressing character and a mama, I'll definitely take an unbelievably W chapter. However, that's what I think. Please, what you guys think in the comment section down below. If you made it all the way to the end of this video, please do me a favor and leave return the. Like, you know how the chapter's called The Return? Do return the. You can fill in the blank with something, I don't know. But just return the in the comment section down below. I'd like to thank you so much for watching. Please remember to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. And make sure to download the case post so you don't miss out on any videos that come to the channel. Also, I do have to have a Patreon below where you can support me for as low as $1 month. You need the exclusive videos, the content, and more. You can now become a member of the channel for as low as $3 a month to get the same perks and more. Some of those perks will include the 21-minute live reaction to this very chapter, and free reactions of all my videos. And if you come in $25 Patreon and $25 member, you can order whatever video you want. Also, I have a link to my Ko-Fi in the description down below where you can drop 5 beans for a short video, 25 beans for a long video, or any beans at all. Any support is always greatly appreciated. Now, I'd like to thank you so much for watching once again, and I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is That Guy with a Pencil, writing off. I'd like to give a thank you to our $3 members, Recliner Plays, Greyhound, Kids Void, Astro, Eternal Flame, King Sukuna, NMA, Real Rare, Paris Arnold, G Prosper, and Red Wolf 4765. And I'd like to give a thank you to our $5 patrons, Steron, Sean, Sammy, Midnight Lord 21, Kevin Encarnacion, Josh Brown, and A+A. And I'd like to give a thank you to our $7 patrons, Autumn Mornings Lazo and Fine. And I'd like to give a thank you to our $10 members, Robbie Uchiha and Jay Warrior. And I'd like to give another thank you to our $10 patrons, Panda Goat, Metal Solid Crisis, Joaquin Munoz, and Joaquin Munoz, along with iDemokami. And I'd like to give a final gargantuan thank you to our $25 patron, Calvin Elder.